to the power grid.
Koti hii imewapata na hatia na mkiwa mkuridhika na uamuzi wa koti mko na siku 14 za kurudisha apili.
Kenya Power hailipi mtu yoyote kulispace ili kuweka transformers kwa shamba. Hakuna mtu anafaa kupigia for any deals.
Kwanza nakata hii simu na naripoti sai.
Tumekuja kuwashika. Muda boss utamulikwa. Tumekuja kuwashika.
The Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, KBC, has been named among the top 10 best parastatals in Kenya 2026 in a survey conducted by the Kenya Track Survey. This recognition celebrates state corporations that are transforming lives through effective service delivery, and KBC is proud to be among them. For decades, KBC has remained Kenya's trusted public broadcaster, delivering reliable, accurate, and trustworthy information to citizens across the country. From public communication and civic education to emergency messaging when it matters most, KBC continues to serve the nation with responsibility and integrity. We have expanded local content and indigenous language programming, promoting culture, unity, and national cohesion. We are also embracing the future through digital transformation with online TV, radio streaming, and active social media platforms, bringing KBC closer to you anytime, anywhere. To our loyal viewers and listeners, we say, KBC, informing the nation, connecting Kenya.
Yes, hello. Naongea na Jen.
Naongea na nani?
Yes, Jen. Tuko hapo kwako tunakata stima. Hii bili yako hujalipa.
Ai, kwani mnakata stima na Friday afternoon?
Yes, madam. Tunafanya kazi kila siku. Lakini usikuwe na wasiwasi. Hapa tunaweza saidia.
When the deal is too good, think twice.
Lakini kitu moja inanitangaza na wewe.
Hii ni kuhatarisha maisha yenu nyi wenyewe na pia ya wale mnaenda kutokea kwa manyumba zao.
We are diving into the mind.
Stay vigilant to get safely and legally connected to the power grid.
Koti hii imewapata na hatia na mkiwa mkuridhika na uamuzi wa koti mko na siku 14 za kurudisha apili.
Na kama kuna mtu anakupigia akidai ati kwamba uko na deni, kata hiyo simu haraka.
Oh, kumbe mlikuwa mnataka tu mniponde.
Tumekuja kuwashika. Muda boss utamulikwa. Tumekuja kuwashika.
Now, hello and a very warm welcome to you from wherever you're watching us from. This is Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1 coming to you live from the middle of Kenya's capital in Nairobi. And my name is Givaston Maina. Our sign language interpreter is Lucy Mwaura. And I want to take you straight to matters. Corruption Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission says the process of weeding out thousands of ghost workers and those in possession of fake academic certificates from government offices is ongoing. EACC chairperson Dr. Bishop David Oginde made the remarks at Integrity Center when he hosted the Institute of Human Resource Management Chief Executive Officer Abdi Mohamed for the signing of a memorandum of understanding. Take a look.
At EACC, we have noticed a very worrying trend where the HR profession is really being abused by some of the professionals, whether deliberately or unintentionally. We have seen situations where within both the public and private sector, there are individuals who come into the workforce through illegitimate means. Fake certificates is something that has now become like a scourge in our country. Many people from senior level to very low levels, we have individuals who come with credentials that are not right, and they take the places which otherwise would have been taken by people who merit that.
Now, the government has intensified efforts to complete key water projects in arid and semi-arid regions as part of measures to mitigate the effects of prolonged drought and boost food production. The project is being implemented by the Tanadhi Water Works Development Agency, which oversees water infrastructure development in eastern Kenya. Tanadhi Chief Executive Officer Sami Naporos says the Muthei water project is now 98% complete and is expected to be commissioned within a month. According to Naporos, the project has the capacity to supply 1.6 million litres of water per day and will serve at least 100,000 residents of Kileni, or rather Chalani, Zambani, Kwaindi, Weta, Masi in Machakos County.
The pipeline is 105 kilometers. That tells you that it's a huge project. And we expect to serve 100,000 population. That is in excess of 14,000 households in this particular region.
Tulikuwa tunaomba serikali kwa hii mradi ya maji ilituambia iko pale inakuja kutoka kule kwa milima. At least wafanya haraka kiasi juu watu wanateseka sana, wanaendea maji mbali.
Harakishe kwa sababu hapa kuna shida. Watu wanaenda kuchota maji mali kilomita kama 10.
Mtuletee maji, mtoe huko mbali kwa mlima, iangalie hapo karibu na sisi.
And away from that, the national government and the Nairobi City County government this afternoon expected to sign a cooperation agreement at State House Nairobi. The agreement will mark a significant step in collaborative efforts to address urban challenges facing the capital city and also to streamline service delivery for its residents. That signing is expected to happen at State House at 3 p.m. Of course, we'll follow that story for our subsequent bulletins. And away from that, Busia Senator Okiya Omtata has disagreed with governors over their threats to snub the Senate Public Accounts Committee meetings of allegations of extortion. Elsewhere, already Member of Parliament Mark Nyamita has downplayed claims of an impending collapse of ODM party, terming the recent wrangles as a sign of democratic maturity in the party.
Claims by governors of being extorted by members of the Senate Public Accounts Committee have been dismissed by Busia Senator Okiya Omtata, who says governors should fully attend the sessions when called upon.
Some of us would prefer a situation whereby governors come to Nairobi to engage on policy issues on how do we improve service delivery to the people in terms of cash allocations and things like those. But they hardly come to ask for that. They only come when they are summoned on the basis of audit reports.
Speaking at the Busia Law Courts, Omtata clarified that the PSC committee is mandated by the law to summon all governors with questionable financial records as per the Auditor General's report. He challenged governors to present evidence of the alleged extortion to relevant authorities for investigation.
Especially because also there is no OB. None of them has gone to police to report any of the senators that they were extorting money from him. So it cannot just be their word against the senator's word. There's a law in this country. Initiate the process. Go and say Senator Omtata did this or that or the other. Let me defend myself.
Meanwhile, the wrangles rocking the ODM party continue to draw mixed reactions from a section of the party leaders. Uriri MP Mark Nyamita expressed confidence that ODM will wither the current infighting.
People can be different. And normally, when your father goes, there will be, a bit of movement as people are trying to settle who is driving which car, who is cultivating which land, who is inheriting which suit, and that's normal.
He warned that ODM must carefully handle the upcoming party nominations as well as the wave of youthful leaders eyeing leadership positions within the party.
Not all those people who are for example, in the Sifuna wing, that essentially they are against the talks between UDA and ODM. Maybe they just want to be on the space. The young people want to be on the table to discuss.
Joseph Ohungu for Lunchtime News.
Residents of Nkutuk Engiron village along the Isiolo-Samburu border are calling for urgent network connectivity, saying poor communication has worsened insecurity in the area. The residents say that connectivity issues have made it difficult for emergency response and widened the inequality gap. Take a look.
Naomba wale authority communication tafadhali communication wafadhali wafike hapa, ndio kwa sababu hapa kuna shida ya network na wakazi ni wengi hapa na wanahitaji service mingi kama hospitali, shule na barabara mzuri.
Ile challenge kubwa yenye sisi tuko nayo hapa ni network. Hata sometimes unakuta watu wengine wanakufa tu kwa sababu hakuna network. Hiyo mawasiliano iko very slow.
Na hata naona kati mimi napiga simu lakini hapatikani. Kwa hivyo hiyo shida ndio yangu kubwa.
I needed to contact my doctors and get to know where they are, where they are not, and what's happening and what the delays. And I had to walk 5 kilometers just to put my phone on top of a ledge, literally, to be able to reach them.
Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs, Geoffrey Ruku, has emerged as a top-performing Cabinet Secretary in the Kenya Track Survey 2026, scoring 79% in a nationwide assessment of government performance. Now, according to report, Ruku's tenure has been defined by expanded food distribution programs and drought relief interventions, ensuring vulnerable communities receive timely humanitarian support. Under his watch, emergency response systems have also been reinforced, positioning the ministry as a frontline responder during crisis. Now, backing the ranking, State Department for Public Service and Human Capital Development Principal Secretary Jane Kere Imbunya welcomed the survey findings, terming them a reflection of the ministry's collective commitment to service delivery.
Commitment, leading from the front, humanizing the services that we offer in public service, because then that makes us accountable to the Kenyan, makes us wake up every morning and set our eyes on the ball.
Now, the ongoing multi-agency security operation in Isiolo County has recovered 16 more illegal firearms in the past 1 week. Now, this brings the total number of weapons seized to 23 since the operation began 2 weeks ago. Aaron Murray with the details.
The intensified security crackdown is now bearing fruit, with security teams not only recovering illegal firearms, but also hundreds of stolen livestock.
We have recovered an additional of 16 firearms. Now we have a total of 23 firearms recovered.
A total of 655 goats and sheep were recovered in a latest operation, raising the overall number of livestock retrieved to 2,389.
We have also recovered additional of 655 shots. When I say shots, it means a combination of goats and sheep. So from the previous figure that we had, we have now a total of 2,389 shots recovered so far.
Addressing the press at Isiolo County Police Headquarters, security officials underscored the importance of sustained collaboration between the public and law enforcement agencies to ensure the success of the operation.
Operationi tangu ianze imeendelea vizuri bila changamoto yoyote.
The county police commander confirmed that all 23 illegal firearms were recovered within Isiolo County.
Hizi bunduki zote ambayo umesiona mbele zetu ni bunduki ambayo tumesipata tu katika area yetu ya kaunti ya Isiolo.
6 suspects are currently in police custody in connection with the illegal arms and are awaiting prosecution. The commander also appealed to individuals still in possession of illegal firearms to surrender them voluntarily before security agency take action on them.
Sisi ukirudisha silaha kwa hiari bila kushurutishwa, tutakupatia ile amnesty ambayo minister alikuwa amesema.
Reporting for Lunchtime News, I'm Aaron Marie.
All right, take you back to the KICC in the middle of Kenya's capital, Nairobi, where the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day Conference and Expo is ongoing.
Right there, thank you so much. We appreciate that moment. And as you've heard, you'll also get your copy at Amazon, the final copy. Back to you, our Cabinet Secretary. Thank you for the one love.
Thank you very much for that session. I would like also to say that the memorandum of understanding that we have signed, one of the outcomes that we will get as Kenya is assistance in developing an AI tool for tourism in Kenya. They've done it and we will partner. And so there are very many things that will come out of this partnership. What the minister from Jamaica didn't tell us is that he's the longest serving minister of tourism in the world. And that's why the book is very, very rich. I think before we invite you, Your Excellency, we are going to sign the communique or read the communique that contains the outcome of this conference. Yeah. So the Nairobi Declaration on Global Tourism Resilience, adopted at the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day Conference and Expo at Kenyatta International Convention Center, Nairobi, on 17th February 2026. Back in 2023, the United Nations General Assembly declared the 19th of February as the annual Global Tourism Resilience Day. The resolution, initiated by Jamaica and co-sponsored by 94 member states, underscores the international community's recognition of tourism resilience as a development priority. The global recognition builds upon the momentum generated by the previous 3 annual Global Tourism Resilience Day conferences and expos, all held in Jamaica. The day serves as a platform for advancing dialogue, partnership, and practical strategies to enhance the sector's capacity to anticipate, withstand, and recover from crisis.
So we, the ministers, policymakers, industry leaders, development partners, academics, and stakeholders assembled in Nairobi between February 16th to 18th, 2026, and guided by the theme, Tourism Resilience in Action, from the crisis response to impactful transformation, reaffirm our shared commitment to strengthening resilience across the global tourism sector. Therefore,
recognizing tourism as a fundamental driver of economic growth, employment, cultural exchange, and sustainable development, whilst acknowledging its growing exposure to climate, health-related, geopolitical, economic, technological, and social risks, and affirming that resilience is a strategic imperative for the survival and prosperity of the sector.
Do hereby adopt this Nairobi Declaration as a shared commitment to collective action, guiding our path towards 2030 and beyond. Article 1, institutionalizing resilience. Embed comprehensive resilience frameworks within the national tourism policies and legislative instruments to integrate crisis preparedness, risk assessment, and business continuity planning into destination management, strengthen dedicated resilience units, and foster cross-sectoral coordination.
Article 2 is financing resilience. We shall mobilize sustainable financing for resilient infrastructure, digital transformation, and climate adaptation, encourage blended finance and building recovery capacity, establish a dedicated tourism resilience fund in every region to support preparedness, recovery, and sustainable growth.
Harness, that's Article 3, data innovation and technology. Harness data, artificial intelligence, and predictive analytics to anticipate and managing emerging crises. To promote digital transformation across the tourism value chain, supported by robust information systems enabling consistent measurement and reporting of resilient indicators. Encourage collaborative resource and knowledge exchange through institutions such as the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center.
We shall truncate Article 4, which is climate and nature positive tourism. Article 5, inclusive and human-centered resilience. Article 6 is regional and global cooperation. And now on implementation and accountability, develop measurable resilience indicators aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, create information systems capable of monitoring and reporting on resilience progress at national and regional levels, encourage annual progress reporting and periodic peer reviews to share learning and address challenges. And in conclusion,
by 2030, we envision a global tourism sector that is, one, more resilient to the shocks of an uncertain world, more inclusive in the distribution of opportunity, more sustainable in its environmental and social practice, and more collaborative in its governance.
Through shared leadership, we pledge ourselves to a future-ready, adaptive, and transformative tourism sector, one capable not merely of withstanding challenges, but of shaping a better world in their wake. And this is adopted in Nairobi, Republic of Kenya, this 17th day of February 2026, It is co-signed
by the Honorable Rebecca Miano, HGH, Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, and
Edmond Batet Curtis, Minister of Tourism, Jamaica, plus our colleagues from DRC and from South Sudan, from Angola, and witnessed by all the delegations here today and all the participants who we have converted to our faithful witnesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Chief guest, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, as this conference and expo draws to a close, we have nothing but deep gratitude, first to you for creating time to come and join us today, and to our guests, organizers, participants, and everyone who contributed to its success. For the last 2 days, we have surveyed the shifting landscape of risk that now defines our world. We have drawn lessons from recent storms, both literal and metaphorical. We have charted the vulnerabilities that remain. More so, we have forged a conviction that resilience can no longer remain a postscript to crisis. It is the architecture upon which global tourism must be built. With those remarks, it is now my privilege and honor to invite our Prime Cabinet Secretary, His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, to address us and close this forum. I respectfully request that we all stand and invite him with a hand clap.
Thank you. Please be seated. Madame Rebecca Miano, Cabinet Secretary for Tourism, Cabinet Ministers present from our friendly and sister countries, the PSS, captains of the tourism sector, ladies and gentlemen. I am privileged to address you during this closing ceremony of the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day Conference and Expo that coincides with the Global Tourism Resilience Day. I believe you have enjoyed being in Kenya and had interactions with our people. I know you have had fruitful deliberations on tourism resilience during these 2 days. Tourism in Kenya remains one of the most powerful drivers of inclusive growth. It creates jobs, empowers our youth and women, helps to preserve our culture, and protects our wildlife and environment. It also builds bridges among our people, regional and international communities. Yet tourism is one of the most vulnerable sectors to global shocks such as pandemics, climate change, geopolitical pressures, and economic uncertainty. Ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic reminded us that resilience is a critical imperative in tourism. As we live here, let us join hands to build systems that can withstand disruption, adapt swiftly, and recover sustainably. Under the leadership of His Excellency President William Ruto, we have embraced tourism resilience as a national priority. Currently, we are investing in diversified tourism products, expanding beyond traditional wildlife safaris to include cultural tourism, ecotourism, MICE tourism, sports tourism, gastronomy tourism, and digital innovation in travel services. Additionally, we are committed to strengthening public-private partnerships, enhancing sustainability standards to protect our natural heritage, from the iconic savannas of the Masai Mara to our pristine coastline along the Indian Ocean. We are also building capacity for crisis preparedness, data-driven decision-making, and climate adaptation. As we progress with this narrative of tourism resilience, let us keep in mind that resilience means inclusion. Therefore, we should ensure that local communities, youth entrepreneurs, women-led enterprises, and small businesses are fully incorporated. The role of governments is to link them to financing, technology, and global markets. Further, I call upon you present here today to collaborate, since solitary action is as good as mute. The exchange of knowledge among nations represented here today has been inspiring. We have seen how innovation, policy coherence, and resilience, investing in resilience, crisis response, data-driven defense, and regional cooperation can transform vulnerability into opportunity. As we come to a close of this fourth Global Tourism Resilience today, the conference and expo, I urge each one of us to prioritize young entrepreneurs, women-led enterprises, and small businesses. Here, three key commitments come to mind. One, the need to mainstream resilience into every tourism policy and investment decision. Two, the imperative of accelerating climate action within the tourism sector. And three, to strengthen global partnerships that will enable shared learning and coordinated responses to crisis. For Kenya, we are ready and committed to continue working with all partners of tourism, resilience organizations, governments, academia, and the private sector to advance a tourism sector that is sustainable, inclusive, and future-ready. Allow me to extend our sincere gratitude to the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center in Jamaica, organizers, sponsors, academia, speakers, exhibitors, and delegates who have made this conference a success. In conclusion, I beseech you all, as you depart from Kenya, to carry with you the outcomes of this conference. Yes, but also an unbendable resolve to build a prosperous tourism sector with unshakable shock absorbers. Before I leave the podium, let me take this opportunity to appreciate the efforts of the Ministry of Tourism, led by Rebecca Miano, giving it a solid profile. The figures, as I was telling her, are looking good. In 2023, tourism earned us about 268 billion Kenya shillings. By end of 2024, the figures that have come through indicate that it rose to about 452 billion Kenya shillings. That is a rise of about 65 to 68% in terms of revenues. And we have also seen more international tourists. I think we got about 2.4 million from the international arena. And the target is to hit 5.5 million by next year, end of next year. So that is a very good trajectory, and we want to assure all the practitioners in this sector that we remain committed to developing our tourist sector to its full potential. I also want to thank all our guests who have been here. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing your experiences with us. I will definitely look at the book from somebody who has been in public service for 50 years. Unbelievable. Well done, and definitely you have made a big contribution to the whole space of tourism. So with these remarks, let me wish you safe travels as you go back home, and welcome you again to Kenya. Thank you, God bless you, and the forum is closed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Prime Cabinet Secretary. And just before you take your seat, sir, we have a request to just take 3 quick pictures, and we would like you back on stage after they have cleared it. And I would want to request our 2 ministers, our own very own Rebecca Miano, and of course followed by Honorable Edmund, to kindly join you for the first picture. So if you don't mind, the way we did it yesterday, Madam CS, just right there at the center. Excellent. We're going to start with that, and then just before I proceed on, let me start with that first, and then all the other ministers are going to join you for this one. If you don't mind, you could take your seats, the rest of us. Photographers, be ready. It's going to be very wide in a moment. There you go, 3 to go. May I request the other ministers kindly join us from South Sudan, Angola. Please come by as well. Kindly join this particular picture. Maybe we could take some 2 steps back to allow the photographers to have a good moment. Right? Excellent. There you go. Let's join that. And tech team, you could push that table away so that we can be able to have a good session. There you go. Lovely. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being right there and helping us in this particular one. May I request that we also have joining in this particular photo very fast, the officials from the Global Resilience Center, Jamaica and Kenya. Kindly come up very fast and join this particular picture. The officials from the Global Resilience Center, Jamaica and Kenya. Please come up right now so we can close on that. And this one as well will also be joined by the permanent secretaries, the PSS, if you don't mind. Please allow the PSS to come in right here. And some of us are going to be here. All right, photographers, I don't know how you're going to do, but you can use the back there. Now, you have the permission to just walk that way so that you're able to take nice pictures, right? Excellent. Our PSS as well are in. Lovely, lovely. There you go. There you go. I think we're trying to see how we can arrange Jamaican style. There you go. Excellent, excellent. Let's look straight at the cameras. Thank you so much. That should be it. There's one more. Oh, yeah, it's not complete until the 2 ladies are in. Thank you so much. And finally, I'm going to request the CEOs to kindly come. And the CEOs will come here at the front. You just stand at the front so we can have one big picture. All right? CEOs, please come. Please come. Right here. And I'm going to request one more time that we stand. Come right here. All the way to the end. Right there. Excellent. There you go. And the other CEOs on the other end, please come right here. Even private sector, please come right here at the center. There you go. And then I'm going to ask the delegates at the back, kindly take a step forward. Just one more step forward, just to ensure that the photo looks as good as it can. We have some more space on this at the end. There you go. Excellent. Lovely, lovely. This is beautiful. Excellent. Could you kindly jump out? It looks like it could work that way. Yes, up there, up there, up there. Yes, there you go. There you go. Excellent. We're just trying to organize it very well so that it looks good. Lovely. Gentlemen, the 2 gentlemen at the end, come this side. We have more space for you here so we can have a clean photo. Excellent. Lovely. I think we got it now. I think we got it now. Excellent. So in 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. Thank you so much. We're going to request that the Prime Cabinet Secretary remains right there for the national anthem as the rest of us take our seats. Thank you so much. So we can have our anthem and then we can close. Thank you so much once again, Right Honorable Prime Minister. We're going to close with the national anthem. I ask us all to stand. And we're going to request our Prime Cabinet Secretary to remain right there for the close of the session with the Kenya National Anthem. Over to you, the Kenya National Anthem, please. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate our chief guest, the Right Honorable, and we're going to request the cabinet ministers as well, together with our chief guest, to kindly exit. Let's allow them to exit first to the hall, together with our delegates, all the ministers in the house, kindly exit. And then the rest of us, I'm going to give you directions on how we're going to have our sessions and our exits. But thank you so much. That was a beautiful moment. That Max.
That was the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day Conference and Expo. Of course, it has ended, presided over by the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, and they were speaking on matters leveraging on technology and innovation for a sustainable and more resilient sector. And away from that, Kenya's SACCO sector is entering a new era of reform, with government officials emphasizing a stronger governance, a financial discipline, and protection of members' savings. And of course, they're speaking at the Cusco 11th Annual SACCO Leaders Convention in Mombasa. Cabinet Secretary Dr. Wycliffe Oparanya outlined reforms including strengthen SASRA and a SACCO Stabilization Fund and a Deposit Guarantee Fund. He also commended regulators for their oversight role and encouraged SACCOs to embrace innovation so they can better serve millions of Kenyans who depend on them for savings and credit.
To align our SACCO to the global movement, the report recommends the renaming of regulated SACCOs to credit unions, reclassification of SACCOs into large, medium, and small for regulatory purposes, and the establishment of a central clearing house akin to the Central Bank of Kenya system for banks. The sector must also confront structural realities. Many small and inactive SACCOs are neither stable nor financially viable. Some exist only on paper and offer minimal value to members.
The Kenya Bureau of Standards has revised 2 standards requiring companies to seek additional certification on their environment management and auditing systems. The Kenya Bureau of Standards Managing Director Esther Ngare says the revised standards will ensure companies operate ethically and maintain a predictable operating structure.
Management systems and the auditing management system to require local institutions put in place predictable structures that conform with best international practices. The new revision is expected to empower institutions to tap both local and foreign direct investments due to accountability and sustainability of businesses.
You are not just building your brand, you are building brand Kenya. You are adding another stone to the foundation of a national reputation that will open doors for Kenyan businesses for generations to come.
Nations are taking control of how they interact with the environment, ensuring that there is responsibility, no waste, reduced waste, also ensuring that efficiencies in resource use is incorporated into our management system.
The revised standards will also incorporate ethical artificial intelligence use in business operations.
What is happening across all of ISO is to ensure that even when you're using AI, you're using it responsibly. And so it is anticipated that we cannot escape from artificial intelligence when we are implementing our management system.
Local institutions are being encouraged to adopt the new certification to access markets across the borders.
Kenya's seat at the global table is being set. Let us make sure we are ready to take it.
The ISO standards are also earmarked to reduce the cost of running and de-risking businesses due to efficient business structures. Benson Rioba reporting for Lunchtime News.
On our interactive segment, we're having an interview with, do you know, or rather, how safe are you? And how can you ensure your safety when you're just alone, you're having just a phone with you, you're going across the country, you're going even beyond borders? And how can you use artificial intelligence and your own gadget that is at the phone just to ensure that you're safe, you're close, you know where the police station is? In case of you're sick or ill, you can be able to access hospital. In the studio, I have a panel, or rather a guest. Peter Otieno is my guest. This time, he's the founder of Frutomica. And now, Peter Otieno, welcome so much. Welcome to our studios. And how exactly can you use artificial intelligence and a gadget that maybe that's a phone to ensure that maybe there's an emergency, there's a crisis, you are alone, a place you don't know people, or maybe you cannot be able to find people around you to help you. You're in a crisis, whatever kind of crisis. Maybe you need hospital, maybe you're bleeding, you're in an accident situation. How can you go about that?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And we are looking at emergencies or safety or response in a different way, in a more modernized technological way. We see that in areas right now, the first thing that happens in an emergency is when people panic, there's always confusion, and those 10 seconds are usually critical. So you see, as much as we have services that help people in responding, we try and be able to make it more proactive instantaneously in your pocket, where you can be able to have the emergency numbers, you can be able to have your family getting contacted, you can be able to have protocols guiding you. For example, if you're stuck in an elevator, what do you do in such an instance? Instead of confusion, Frutomica is able to guide you, give you the protocols to do. In case of maybe even a baby who's maybe choking, maybe because of something that they ate, Frutomica is able to guide you and also ensure that it will give you the necessary steps in seeing how you can be able to help alleviate yourself in certain circumstances.
Let's use maybe a case study. This time maybe I have a person in my own house and this person has collapsed. Maybe there's need to perform a CPR. How does this particular technology, Frutomica, help me?
Yeah, that's actually an excellent case study. You see, in such a situation, you have where AI is able to come in. Instead of rather people who are Googling, or maybe when through that confusion, we're able to ask the AI itself, hands-free, Mika, I have somebody who has collapsed here, and I do not know what to do, but I can be able to turn the vision on, and so that you can guide me in the next steps, because as you are calling emergency, you need to be able to do something, be proactive in that matter. Maybe it will help you save a life.
Are you saying I speak to the gadget directly?
Absolutely, absolutely. Nowadays we see with technology now, all this data and all the training of technology, we're able to actually give you protocols through voice and guide you just like anybody else, and that through that process you get to be able to delegate the CPR in a calmly fashion, and also be able to know what to do so that you do not mess up those critical moments before things can go either left or go seriously bad. So you see, you can call 999 or whatever emergency numbers that
112
is there, or 112, the universal numbers. But instead of waiting, there are things that you can do to ensure that there's necessary steps that are taken through that.
Yeah, for example, maybe I'm traveling to Mandera, and on the way my car breaks down.
Right.
And I want help maybe from police, just to be able to make sure that I am safe. what do I do in this case?
So in that case, the good thing with Photomica, we have protocols that exceed over 400 protocols across different scenarios. That being one of them, which is transport, or if you're stuck. First of all, you need maybe GPS. When there's no internet, Photomica will be able to coordinate to you the nearest location, the nearest police station, and then also in that emergency, it will also be able to share your live location with your emergency contacts that you have put in place. We call it through circles. You, if you're a member of Photomica, you can be able to create a circle of your friends or your family, and in case of anything that is stuck in those areas, you can be able to send messages to your family, and they'll be able to get notified, and they can be able to take the necessary steps, so that even through help being on the way, also Photomica can be able to also guide you while it records your vicinity, and also help you stay calm without having to be frantic enough. It will be able to give you composure, be empathetic with you, and give you the necessary protocols and steps of whatever situation you're in.
So it's like the gadget acts as a responder?
Yes, it can act as a responder. It can also act as a tool that has empathy. It can also act as a tool that can also give you knowledge on matters like, for example, if you're stuck and maybe there's a problem with the vehicle, maybe some lights or some critical lights that can be able to hinder you, Photomica can be able to guide you. And even through voice alone, by just clicking it, we can even do a trial and see how that works.
Is it just this app? Is it just local, or it can be used even internationally? So I've traveled maybe to Saudi Arabia or whatever country. Maybe I'm in the UK. I'm stranded. Can I be able to get help within that foreign country?
Yeah, actually that is great, because you see in Photomica we do have a feature called the travel mode feature, and this travel mode feature is able to adapt to any country that you're in through the geolocation. For example, if you're going to Saudi, for example, and maybe let's say you're having an asthmatic attack, and also through language barrier, if you go to the travel mode, you can easily do a live-on translation. So where you put your language, it can be able to translate any problem that you're facing. Then through travel mode, it will also give you the nearest hospitals. It will give you the embassy numbers right from your phone, without having to think. And it will give you all, maybe the English-speaking hospitals. It will tell you the do's and don'ts of the country. It will give you a playbook as well that is based on the etiquette, the culture of that country. So when you're traveling, you know that you're gonna have some sense of safety, knowing that everything is, instead of worrying what to do or what should I do, you have it right in your pocket.
For example, you speak of embassy. In various cases, so many or several cases we've seen in Saudi Arabia, and these ladies there who have gone to work there, they complain, they want to access embassy, they're not getting help, or maybe they're in a location that they consider as dangerous, they want help. Can these people in Saudi Arabia, those who want to escape particular dangers and situations, use this app?
Absolutely, absolutely. You see, also when it comes to safety, safety is very key to any individual, no matter where they are, because you see, emergencies do not pick and choose where it happens, right? So in such a scenario like you mentioned, we have an SOS button, and the SOS button comes in different phases, where it can be silent once you trigger it through the shakes, or once you just do like 5 times of tapping, your contacts get notified immediately. No matter where they are, if they're in Kenya, all your contacts get notified, and then they can be able to take steps as soon as possible and gather everything. You have also this SOS of video recording, where it will record the 15 seconds that will also help you in any type of evidence that you need in order, if things go in a matters like court or things like that. And then also the other SOS button is when you find that once you click it, it gets notified, it gets saved, and then everybody can be alerted. So it gives a sense or a source of safety. And you see also when it comes to numbers, not a lot of people know about what numbers to contact. We have the women's safety mode, where you see you can be able to access all these types of contacts, from the psychosocial to the shelters, to the law like FIDA, to also the helplines like the 1195 and numbers like that, which making this information accessible to everyone, even in their pocket, it reduces the gap of having to Google and not knowing what to do.
But lastly, Peter, it means you need to have connectivity in a phone.
Not really,
Yeah.
because you see, we have to look at it also from a Kenyan perspective. We have to make it low latency. As long as this is just information, but we've tailored it and packaged it that safety can be in your pocket, the protocol can be in your pocket, you can just easily be able to access them offline as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you.
Unless you have very 10 seconds, your last words.
Well, I just say that emergency should always be at the forefront of your mind, knowing that sometimes you do not need photometer, but once you have it, it gives you a level of safety. And you can check it out to see what we're offering in order for you to know what features can be to your best advantage in any setting.
Thank you so much. That's Peter Otieno, founder of Photonomica, speaking on how you can use your gadget and artificial intelligence to make sure you're safe from wherever you are. And away from that, League to sports now. League One side, Mansfield Town will host a Premier League leaders Arsenal in the FA Cup fifth round as Manchester City take a trip to Newcastle United. Side West Ham, Wrexham have been handed a dream clash with 8-time winners Chelsea, while 2022 winners Liverpool visit relegation-threatened Wolves. The fifth round will also see Fulham host Southampton as Leeds United take on Norwich City. The FA Cup fifth round matches will be played from 6th to 9th of March. Picked up a crucial 3 points after beating Caligria 2-0 in the only Serie A game played last night. Now, Odin Gandelman opened the scoring in the 64th minute before Yeba Ramadani doubled the lead in the 76th minute. The win moved them one place above the relegation zone and just 4 points behind their opponents, Cagliari. Now in Spain, Barcelona suffered a narrow 2-1 defeat away to Girona in La Liga. Barca took the lead through Pau Cabasi in the 59th minute, but Girona responded with 2 goals from Lemar in the 62nd minute and Beltran in the 86th minute to seal the 2-1 victory. The loss left them second in La Liga, 2 points behind rivals Real Madrid.
Fran Beltran finds the bottom corner.
And that's all we had for you on Lunchtime News, coming to you live from the broadcasting house in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. My name is Giverson Maina, and our sign language interpreter was Lucy Mwaura. And until then, it's bye-bye for now.
If you failed, try again. Only the strong-willed can achieve success.
I've taken it 3 times. What if I fail again? Then another 3?
She spent all that money. If you don't go, she'd be devastated.
Don't mention her.
Someone in the complex complained.